Hi, I'm Unique Model, aka Shantae Renee P for Positivity, and this is a channel for love and for healing. I want you to know that love begins with you, and it absolutely does. Be the love you want to see manifest in your life, and it will come. So, I was recently on a road trip, and I got a lot of downloads and still been getting them, especially because I'm tired and I'm more open to hearing clairaudiently because I'm tired. I'm too tired to fight the messages. So I've been getting a lot of things for the past couple of days, especially within the last 24 hours. And I just been taking notes and said I was going to do videos about the downloads that I got and things that were coming back to me. So this morning, as I was sitting in the car, March, I think it's the 16th of March, 2025, and one of the last things I got is that you are stronger than you think. And then I got a vision of back in 1999 when I took a road trip to move to Georgia. My ex-husband was military, so he had got stationed in Georgia, and me and my kids were still in Virginia. And at that time, I only had 2 kids, and my kids were 3 and 1, and I was 21 at the time. So my ex-husband and I were going through some things, and initially I wasn't going to go to Georgia. He had just gotten back from Japan, and that's where they sent him, and I wasn't going to go because of the issues that we were having. And I was like, no, I don't do single parenthood. And I wanted to make my marriage work. So he could, for whatever reason, he couldn't or wouldn't come to Virginia to help me drive. So I ended up doing it myself. I rented the U-Haul. I got our stuff out of storage. Or I don't even know if we had a storage. I think I gathered some things. Oh yeah, because I had my old bedroom set. I didn't have a storage at that time. I got my old bedroom set from my dad's house from when I was a child for my daughter, and I think I still had a crib somewhere. I don't know where it was stored at, where the stuff was stored at, but anywho, I filled up a small U-Haul, and I had these kids. My brother and my cousin packed the U-Haul for me, and I got everything together, the day before, and I had these kids. I had 3-year-old daughter, my oldest, and my son was 1. This is back in 1999. And back then, I didn't have a cell phone. I think cell phones were just becoming popular, and at that time, I don't think you could use them as GPS. So I had MapQuest and a map. Had never driven long distance before at all. The first time I drove long distance was in a U-Haul. So don't know how I did it, but I did it. So some of the things, this is bringing me to some of the things that you have overcome, that you are going through. You don't know how you're going to get through it. You will get through it. You are so much stronger than what you give yourself credit for. And you do have help. You have help in the angelic realm and the spiritual realm. You have your ancestors that are rooting and cheering for you. You have your spiritual team that have been with you throughout eternity, and that were assigned to you at this birth, during this birth, this reincarnation. You have your higher self, you have God, you have the archangels, you have benevolent beings that are there supporting you, even though you may not see them, you may not feel them. If you're not spiritually aware or spiritually open to that, you have these beings. It's not just you, but in this 3D reality, we feel that it's just us. But I had the support that I needed back then, and I was still Christian then. I say a prayer, which, traveling a lot, military, driving a lot, and I was also driving a lot by myself with children. I always would say a prayer, for traveling mercy before I got on the road, as I saw 444 on the clock. So that might be a sync for somebody. So I realized, and it keeps being shown to me over and over, I am so much stronger than what I give myself credit for and what I actually believe. Even in these next few videos, you will see the things that I would talk about, and you're like, damn, because even my daughter, the stuff that was going on in the house, and she was like, Mom, I don't know how you deal with this. You are so strong. And I'm just like, it's a part of the assignment. And since I'm aware of that, I do hold on to that. I'm like, I know these things are not happening excuse me, for no reason. I know it's a reason behind everything. Excuse me. I've been smoking, and I used a vape while I was traveling, and I don't really do vapes, but I couldn't smoke in the car, so I'm really coughing more. Normally I'll be like, oh, did somebody throat chakra? No, I was vaping, and it had me coughing while I was doing it, so I am coughing a little bit more than what I normally do. But getting back to the message, you are so much stronger than what you give yourself credit for. And a lot of the, a lot of things that you probably have been through, somebody would have just folded because they don't have the determination, they don't have the vision, they don't have the courage, they don't have insight. You are probably one, as I am, that follows your intuition, and you do what you're guided to do, regardless if you cannot see the step after the step that's in front of you. You're like, okay, I feel guided to go this direction. This is what I'm going to do. I don't have to see the rest. I'm blinded to the rest. But sometimes that's how things are set up as well, to test your faith. To really test your faith and your resilience, and to let the universe is actually showing you that, honey, we got you. We got your back. We got your back. All you have to do is to release the fear of the unknown and move forward in your path. As I just saw my birthday, 7/12 on the clock. So yes, that's definitely a message for me. So I have another message. That was one. And me, I was 21. You be fearless at that time. Like, I'm gonna do what I gotta do. That part. So I'll go ahead and go into this message and make this a 2-message one. So the other one was, because it goes with this message, having faith. Literally, you have to have faith that everything is going to work out for you. I had to have faith in this situation that I just came through. There had been some tensions in the house, and I don't know if I had mentioned in a few of my other videos that my daughter and my grandkids were here. My daughter is pregnant. She's about 7 months pregnant now, and she has 4 kids. So she came to stay with us at my grandmother's house. My mom, my aunt, my grandmother, all of us in the house. There's a lot of us in the house. There's like 9 of us in the house. So you could imagine the tensions that started brewing in there, and it had become almost unbearable to the point where my daughter was like, Mom, I gotta go. I don't know how I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do, but I gotta go. So I knew something was in the works. I just didn't know exactly what, when, and how. I didn't know. So she on Tuesday night, she gave me a hint. She's like, I may be leaving soon. I was like, okay, you do what you got to do. I'm not going to try to hold you back. I know the tension in the house is terrible, because when I tell you, also, it's coming to me, when the enemy cannot get you, they go after your kids. And I seen it firsthand. And they were going after her. And I'm just like, no, you're not about to do this. And I had like a dream like recently that a bear was chasing me. But it wasn't actually chasing me. It was walking towards me, and it was, and I was trying to get away from it because I was scared. I'm thinking in the dream, this bear is going to attack me. But no, it was me being prompted to be more of a mother bear. And basically, because, bears, they don't play about their kids. So I was being prompted in a dream, and literally I get dreams and sometimes visions of things like sometimes right before they happen. Sometimes it's years before they happen, but this is usually when it's pertaining to something, you know, imminent. I'll get it like maybe a couple of hours or days before something happens. So I was being, my stomach just growled, sorry. I haven't eaten today. So you may hear that, but I'm gonna keep going. So yeah, I was being prompted to be a mother bear, and the situation was getting so bad. I was in a Zoom meeting, and it was in the evening. My daughter, I know she was in the house cooking, and the Zoom meeting was almost over, but I had to leave the Zoom meeting because I get a phone call, come get your daughter, because they arguing in the house. So I'm like, okay, I gotta go diffuse the argument. So I get in the house, and I hear my daughter and my grandmother going back and forth. And if a lot of you have watched some of my videos, me and my grandmother don't get along, but I'm in the house because I have to take care of my mom, and I am here in this season because this is where I am here. I'm being guided to be. So the argument actually started between my mom and my daughter, and my mom's temperament, she has changed, but you can flip her not like notebook paper. It is what it is. I'm aware of that. And my daughter has come to realize the things that I have gone through, and she understands why I am the way I am now. So by the time I get in the house, is being threats of the police being called. My daughter and my grandmother, mind you, my daughter is just cooking for her kids, and they're bothering her. She's like 6-7 months pregnant. And they're picking at her. But of course, I also know from a higher perspective, if I can't get you, I'm gonna get those close to you. And that's how it has been. So I get in the house and I'm trying to talk calmly. I start yelling. I'm just like, I am tired of this shit. I'm like almost in tears. I'm like, it's always some type of dysfunction. You're always nitpicking. You don't have a backbone. You can't stand up. I'm like, I'm telling everybody, you don't have a backbone. You can't stand up to this person. And she just wreaks havoc. I don't care if it is her house, but she wreaks havoc wherever she goes. And I'm talking about my grandmother at this point. And I'm like, I just need for this to be over. We have to be here right now in this season. I need some balance. I need some equilibrium. I need for y'all to shut the fuck up, basically. That's basically what I was saying. In so many words. So my daughter, I know her, she don't shut up. My grandmother, they don't shut up. So I said what I gotta say. I go outside, I smoke a cigarette, I come back in and I sit down because I'm like, it needs to be quiet right now. I need y'all to be quiet. So I sat there. So that's where another thing, your presence is necessary in certain situations, and you don't have to say a damn thing. Your presence is necessary. So over the past week or so, it had come to me to mitigate some of this shit, some of this arguing, some of this nitpicking. I mean, I don't know, you know how elderly people can be. They like things a certain way. Yeah, I get it, but it's just like unnecessary drama, unnecessary stress. Every time my daughter would go to fix the food for the kids, because that's the only time we were in a common area, I'm right there, because I'm like, you're not gonna keep picking with her. She's not doing anything, and I know how you operate. I know how all of you all operate at certain points. So I'm literally right there the whole time she's cooking, or either I would just go cook and then call them down. But when I tell you, it was terrible. So it was a lot of tension in the house, and my daughter being pregnant in the situation and the circumstances that she was under, she was just like, she couldn't take it. So I knew a move was coming, and which was crazy, because doing one of my, I'm sitting outside in the car smoking, I see a U-Haul come down the truck speeding, and then the same U-Haul came back within like maybe 15 minutes and came back again, maybe 15-30 minutes, and it was speeding down the street again. And I later told my daughter, I said, someone's gonna be moving soon. I don't know, they're gonna be moving real fast. I did not know. Literally within days. So getting back to Tuesday night, she said this to me, and I'm like, okay, I'm just going with the flow now. I'm trying to be in the in the path of least resistance. If this is what you feel you need to do, then that's what you do. So we get up Wednesday. I'm thinking she's getting up to get the kids ready for school. She's getting dressed, the kids asleep. Then she tells me, Mom, I'm going to pick up a car. Like, what you mean? I'm leaving. I'm going to pick up a car. Literally, she just told me Tuesday night. Wednesday morning, I got to be there by 8 o'clock to go pick up the car. I'm going to walk. It's in walking distance. I said, no, I'll take you. And since it was close, because I don't drive this car, it's not safe. I'm usually just sitting in it. So, side note, anybody always wonder why she's in the car, blah, blah, don't ever see me driving. This car is not really safe to drive. I put gas in it. I come back and park it because I value my life. So, anywho, I go take her to get the car, the van, and we get back to the house. And so we're talking, and she's like, well, she said, I'm about to leave to go. I said, okay. She's going to Texas. That's far. We in Virginia. That's far. So I'm like, okay, is your husband coming? No. What do you mean? So you driving by yourself? Pregnant? With 4 kids? 10 and under? That's what we doing? Okay, I'm gonna go with you. Just came out my mouth. I'm going with you. You're not going by yourself. One, my daughter is not a long distance driver. I'm used to it. I've had to drive with kids in tow for years throughout my ex-husband's military career. So I was married for like 22, 23 years. So yeah, I'm used to traveling, but she's not. She's a rider. You know, some people are riders. They good to have company, you know, while you talking. That's what she is. I am a driver. So it's like, okay. You slept last night? Yeah, you slept last night. Okay. So, excuse me. Her and her children are packing the car. I'm wrapping my head around. We about to drive to Texas, and you got to drive back by yourself. God damn it. Didn't you just go to Texas in September? Yes, you did. Excuse me. It is what it is. So yeah, that part happened. So yes, you are definitely stronger than you think. And I got a lot of downloads and things about, you know, coming back. So we were able to split the drive up. I mean, the drive up going down there. And I let her drive us to the destination the last like maybe 5 hours. Cause I was literally, we were there, got food, filled up, drop off, unpack the car. I was literally back on the road within 2 hours. Excuse me, let me take a sip of coffee because this cough is killing me. We got to Texas around 9 p.m. on Thursday night. I was back on the road by 11:10 on my way back to Virginia. So yeah, you are definitely stronger than you think. I drove until I couldn't drive anymore. Because at one point the car felt like it was floating, and I was just like, I can't look at the road no more. So I pulled over to a rest stop, and it was a time crunch because the car had to be back by 8 on Saturday. So yeah, time crunch. And I'm like, okay. So I rested for about 3 or 4 hours at a rest stop. 2 hours after dropping them off, and then I got back on the road and I drove. When I got up to drive, it was still dark out, and it didn't get light till about 7:38, and then it was dreary. But yeah, I drove, and I stopped periodically to, you know, stretch my legs, eat. Well, actually, I had snacks. I didn't eat until later because I really didn't want food. Because, you know, food gives you the itis, and I wasn't trying to get too tired. So, I was driving and driving and driving. Seemed like forever, for eternity. So, going into Friday night, I decided to stop in Georgia. to rest for a couple of hours to get back up so I could drive some more. So I have another video that I'm gonna put out about that, because that it was a incident that was trying to happen, and I was like, no, not today. Not today, Satan, we not doing that. So I'll do another video on that one. But yes, you are definitely stronger than you think. I put my stuff out here and I share my experiences because it could help somebody else, you know, even though it may not be the same type of experience, or it may be exactly the same experience. And I'm getting through it. She getting through it. You know, she's where, you know, with her husband, kids are there. Things are somewhat settling down, but I know they're not going to stay settled for a minute because it's going to be too quiet for certain energies. They don't like it when it's peaceful. That part. Some energies don't like it when it's peaceful. So I'm here to bring the peace and the pain, whichever one you want. Act accordingly. So that is it for this message. Sending you loving healing. I appreciate you. Make sure you appreciate yourself. And remember, happiness is homemade. Feed yourself some good shit. Mind, body, and spirit. Have a wonderful day. Bye.